Greetings, everyone. My name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's weekly morning live stream, I'll be covering a combo of both Veersmith levels and a few other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former. I'll be covering these for about 2 to 2.5 hours, and then I'll showcase art on a Discord server. So welcome to stream Jaden, Raccoon, Sunflora, Buster, Zen, as well as all the lurkers. Thank you for joining me again this week. Right now in the queue are 9 levels. Make that 10 because Zen just uploaded their stage. So it's going in the 10th spot. Nice round number. Feel free to discuss how's your week in gaming been, everyone. I know this week has included the release of one game that is pretty much rocketed up to being my second favorite game of the year that I covered on the channel. Hey Ulrich. So first on the lineup is Meltman by Big Vincent 159, aka W Logan Gear NR. With a score of 14 plays and a score of 1. And yes, Buster, at the end of the stream I will showcase those 2 videos. Gotcha, Buster. And if I can't cover Mario & Luigi RPG this week, even if I can't do that, I will check out your thing. Oh, that's nice to hear the endgame poll is good. Well, to be fair, it's a lot easier to catch up with Anton Blast. A lot less footage overall. So here's the tentative schedule for this. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going for that. That is a good challenge, though. Normally I criticize E and M tanks being too easy to acquire. This is not one of them. It's a decent challenge. As I was saying, for the 10-day schedule this weekend, tonight will be Tedley's level pack, Dr. Tedley's attack. And tomorrow morning is the first live stream of Anton Blast. I've been playing it off stream, but I'm gonna move on to on stream. Let's see how far I can get. I know that game's gonna require at least 2 or 3 streams to beat. And that's not getting into the cracked rankings as well as some certain secret collectibles. Okay, that's a neat visual effect. I'm always worrying to brush my leg against it and immediately get vaporized. Keep dropping. Slow and steady. Okay, you slide. Mercifully, there are no enemies here. No way to freeze the lava either. Could I reset that? If I was just a few frames earlier. I thought it was more due to the length than the actual, Next time I'll shoot it. On the contrary, Buster, I love that game. It's basically my second favorite game of the year, behind Superstar Saga. Me. Okay. It's not perfect, but oh my goodness, I love the experience overall. Well, Death of a Wish has moved to 3 or 4. It's fine. That's still very solid, and it goes for a very different experience anyways. I'm a newbie. Yeah, a lot of things are going on, plus I got a whole new batch of games I need to do at least a sampler for. Like, Christmas has arrived early in some ways, with review keys. And Ant and Bass wasn't even the game I was most looking forward to actually covering. I was lucky to actually secure a review copy for that. Kinda getting hot here. Oh no! That is a very neat visual effect. I was gonna say aesthetic, then I realized, wait a sec, that's not quite right. Yeah. Another very solid okay. Another very solid design level. When I say solidly, I mean decent to almost good. The wall of metal. Well, I was expecting it based on the design, the trailers, and of course the demo. Oh. Okay, actually that makes it easier. Wait a sec. Before I thought it was undodgeable, but the fact that I can actually control when they shoot makes this, reasonable. See? Problem solved. Basically, this boss only counterattacks, period. And well, switches the direction of conveyors every so often, but that doesn't really change that things much. What? Excuse me? I thought I had to destroy all 3 of them. So, putting aside the weirdly not so difficult boss, overall this was a pretty fun stage. One of your better pieces at WLOC GNR. Okay, responding messages. With Anton's potty mouth, I expected that. Based off his occupation, trailers, and of course the demo. Yeah, I can cheese the heat telltale by jumping, but only delaying it. Probably necessary for a few stages. The X-Dive mods are neat. Hey Minubi. Hey Oscar. Okay, I'll add your level ID to the pile that's already part of the server. Grinded machine indeed. X-Dive. After X-Dive Online was shut down, they released a completely offline version with no gacha elements. Hey J Butters. Thank you, Oscar. I already have 7 levels from you. 8 levels from you I haven't covered yet. Alright, second up is Cold Open Friction Man by Minubi. 13th place score of 2. This has an NSF replacement, so you know the drill. Custom NSF replacement, eh? That's cool. Oh, that's good to hear, Jaden. Yeah, I mean, you'll be going the extra mile. Not only sending NSF replacements, but custom ones entirely. As I learned from their own level pack with completely custom music, yeah. That already gets bonus points for going the extra mile. And the stage itself is pretty fun too. It's comparable to Meltman. It's an ice stage, sure, but the ice physics aren't too troublesome. Like, difficulty-wise, it's decently difficult. Something for an average skill player would work fine. Secret round if I could just break that. This time you plan to use the Roadmaster outside of Maker. That's good. And now we travel around the room. That's better. Ow. Also, good use of the top solids like this. You know, if Lauren was here, I'd use this as an example of the ice cube generators being done correctly. Or being used well. Yeah, I'll wait for it next year. I'm guessing that's the current game you want me to purchase. It's cheerleaders. If I'm just going for a shots per cycle, no biggie. Ice Wave acquired. I didn't even need those other weapons. From my perspective, I kind of like Mega Man Base with a lot of caveats. Hey, Wumi, welcome. In that stage, there may have been some issues with how difficult it was, but eh. More a gimmick. Oh, there were soft locks? I can see. Overall, I'd say I like this more than Meltman, but that's a very solid contender as well. This is currently my favorite level of the episode. Overall, pretty cool level progression and usage of the different ice-related mechanics without becoming too precision-focused or slippery-focused, so to speak. And it sticks to landing with the boss fight at the end. It doesn't feel like oddly cheesable or something. Welcome back, Hyper! "35-degree pendant?" So Nine Souls is one of those games that has been getting a lot of also positive feedback as well, so it already earns a slot in the games I eventually want to cover in the channel. But before I do that, I really want to cover more Souls-likes and quote-unquote Sekiro-likes. So yeah, we can just make sure to confirm. Oh yeah, I'll fix the document by today or tomorrow and then I'll provide it. Yeah, apparently it's one of the more difficult Sekiro, quote-unquote Sekiro-likes. I'm using like as a term meaning that like this video game as a shorthand. Number 3 up is Arc Reactor by Sunflower Azumarill, 15 play score of 2. So yeah, document will be released tomorrow with the list of all the games I have, the list of all the games I've covered, not counting as separate demos, as well as the request sheet. Left or right? I like this music more. Go left. Grabbing these just in case. I am continuing at Hyper. What makes you think I'm not continuing it? Oh, I guess the 10-day schedule. But I will be continuing it next week. This week kind of got a lot of things on the same plate. Whale time. Roll Hawks Pro Skater. Oh gosh, this is not good. I didn't see your message fast enough. I don't know where it's supposed to exactly go. I'm assuming this is one of two routes. So I'm not gonna say cheesed yet. Do I have explosives? Guess not. Ouch, ouch. Hey YouTube, hey Fire Sawdust. Missiles everywhere. Here we go again. The targets only give me life pickups and oh, that's clever. We start again from the beginning but at a higher elevation. And if I time it right, I could just skip the lower part too. That part's coming down now. Oh, now it's on fire. Thank you, Lorenzo. Hey, Pixel Boy. Ah, that's fair. Whoa! We'll talk more about that after stream, Jaden, about frequent rolls. With how much Pixel Boy's been hyping up Anton Blast for what feels like over a year now. That sucks to hear, Hyper. Well, I don't have time, so we're going right. Is this based off a stage in another game? Man, I really want that, but it is rather risky. Whoa. Oh no. But yeah, once I get the document, feel free to send your updated requests, Jade and everyone else. I pretty much completed all the birthday requests for this year. Or guaranteed game requests, take your pick. I just thought of something. Yeah. Missed the jump, but it's fine. So yeah, final plans for the end of the year. I'll be finishing Decline's Drops and Anton Blast, as well as sampling one game, as well as streaming another review copy of the game I originally was planning on covering, but Anton Blast I secured a key for, so that got delayed a bit. Okay, back in the reactor room, I think. But yeah, overall, if we're talking about my favorite 5 games I played this year, it's gonna be quite November, December heavily biased. Like, the end of the year is pretty stacked with what I covered on this channel. To be fair though, I want to end the year on a high note. So I'm consciously and subconsciously stacking the better games by the end of the year. Alright, we're out of here. Push. Hi, Queen Monica. Time, man. Oh yeah. Come back here. Round 2. Mind the gap. Bouncy. And the core reactor? No prob. That's fair, Queen Monica. All the goats are showing up. Yes, you can, Sylph. Because your ban expired, you're free to do it. Just be on your best behavior, though. Ah, this is based on Sonic Adventure 2. I was suspecting as much because we traveled between outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. Although the level design itself was kind of, I don't know, messy, it didn't feel as quite refined and or polished as Big Vincent and Manubi's levels were. It was enjoyable, but it's rompy-ish. Maybe it'd work better if there was a bit more visual flair. Oh, that's good to hear, Monica. Yeah, like last time it was Lunar Lux and something else, which is kind of meh. This time we're going out strong with Anton Blast, Declines Drops, and a sampler of another game, and the actual game I wanted to cover at the end of the year. Forward up is The Float Islands by Oscar, 88 plays, score 25. Oh, the trees are frozen in the background. It's kind of strange. It's kind of strange the foreground being a tropical island and the background is just frozen. Has DDD figured out has King DDD found out a freeze ray or something? Yeah, it's funny to think that DDD and Wily are working together to create a freeze ray. I'd say Anachard was better than Lunar Lux, sort of. At least Anachard had a more interesting story. Ow. Welp, I thought there was a floor there. Get lower, please. What did 2022 end with again? Lament of Innocence was a fun game. Oh, I see where we're going with. And a chard. Yeah, Lament of Innocence was a very pretty solid one, I'd say. Wizard of Slug was... But Lament of Innocence, though. It makes me more interested in coming to Curse of Darkness, which is the actual Metroidvania. In fact, we have several Mega Man mangas. Oh my goodness, whoa! Is this where we fight the blimp? Goodbye. FOMO. I guess it's a more accurate recreation or adaptation of blowdowns from Kirby here. It's fine. Cage is one of those series I do want to eventually want to play for myself, especially 2. Fifth up is Poor Man Adventure Season 6 Episode 6 by Queen Monica, 18 play score of 2. This also has an NSF replacement. Actually, hang on a moment. I think something didn't go right. This is Dive Man's team. Was there an issue with one of the replacements? Hang on a sec. Okay, there was a slight issue. I'm fixing it right now. Hang on. Alright, take 2 of this. Fifth up is Poor Man Adventure Season 6 Episode 6 by Queen Monica, 18 play score of 2, NSF replacement time. This hails from TMNT. I don't recall Sylveon commenting on that, Jaden. Neither does Sylveon. Let me put it this way. 1 is interesting, I'll cover that. 2 is seems like the best one. When we get off of that, things get a bit more complicated. Like, KH2 Final Mix is an absolute... That is gonna be a play. KH3... I'll get into that. Oh, shoot. I only really know it from the memes and from some other acquaintances who played it, and oh my goodness, gotta get away from the shrimp. The down level from the TMNT game for the NES, the first one. From my understanding, that game is basically, kinda mid. Oh, I am, Amy. Level submissions are still open. I don't recall... I may have said that offhandedly. So I can't recall that. Excuse me. There's kind of a shrimp infestation I need to deal with. There's a glitch with rising water mines that causes the game to crash. Ooh, that really sucks. Alright, your level's been added to the queue, Amy. 12th place. Or 12th up, at least. We're currently on level 5. Page is short for Kingdom Hearts. What was that? Okay, that's an interaction I didn't notice before. Because the water was lowering when she was trying to switch phases, it counted her as being out of the water. Let me see where you put your level, Lorenzo. Okay, your level's on the queue as well, Lorenzo. 11. One of the better stages in the adventures. Still on the rompy side. Okay, let me see your message, Jaden. During my last Memes Plus React stream. Oh, okay, now I remember. I was thinking we were talking about something from a year ago. My bad. What I meant by saying that, Jaden, now that Sylveon's here, is that Sylveon's tastes in gaming don't align with yours, Jaden, which is entirely fair. Not everyone's tastes line up with each other. We all have our own preferences. KH1, like many first games in a franchise, suffers from first game in the series itis, or first game syndrome. It set the baseline, sure, but almost all the titles that succeeded improved on everything. Like KH2. So to finalize what my response to Jaden said, Tim pointed out, Sylveon's simply not interested in the same genres or the games most of the games or genres you recommend, Jaden. It's not aligned. It's not really that aligned. Let's see, you know, when you said that word, J Butters, I thought you were referring to some sort of enemy type. I'm just saying, from my perspective, as someone who's really an outsider from the series, mostly knows it from the story, how much praise KH2 Final Mix gets, as well as the memes. I'm not one of the ones who's diving into depths like I have to experience Mega Man, and I can criticize specific games for what they did and what they didn't do. Thank you, Queen Monica. Floaty. Adventure, I don't want to go into another whole 20-minute side discussion on Sonic again, so I'll shelve that for later. Hey, Cage is one of those series that makes cheese and embraces it. It's very... It feels very genuine. Hey, it's one of those series where I love the cheese. And I still love those moments with and I still love the moment with Woody and Cage Tree as well as Mike. I will be open for that later, J Butters, when I actually finish 1 and 2. I mean, the game, for all intents and purposes, as much as Cage has somewhat of a convoluted timeline, not helped with the game releases and certain decisions in them, the overall themes and the overall thematic symbolism and story is, when you unwind it, they aren't quite that deep. I'm trying to find a better word, quote-unquote, fairly straightforward. It's kind of funny I say the term fairly straightforward and at the same time saying the story is very convoluted. It's kind of contradictory in saying that. What I mean is the messages given by the story are fairly straightforward, it's just that the story itself is convoluted. Well, considering no one seems to die in that game, maybe it's accurate to not use the word kill. Like, let me put it this way. Kingdom Hearts is an example of a story which is... where the stories... let me say it this way. Kingdom Hearts is an example of a game whose narrative's events are actually kind of complicated and convoluted, but the actual story's messages and themes are fairly straightforward and honestly not that deep. Meanwhile, you can also, on the flip side, you can have a game narrative where the themes and the characters are very deep, but the story's events themselves are very straightforward. Really for Kingdom Hearts, I'm just along for the ride of the story, laughing at the memes and the high points and and the overall goofy, cheesy stuff that happens. At a certain point in the series, honestly, it became better when I stopped caring so much about the consistency of the plot, character development, or plot holes. There are some genuinely fun parts of the story, and good parts that I think stands out, but they're outside of Sora. Well, they're not directly pertinent to Sora, at least. Not yet, Jaden. I didn't answer your question. Oh yeah, Vanitas. That was hilarious. Honestly, the best parts of Cage Tree stories when they crossed over with Pixar. We should have had more of that. And Woody just standing up to whatever Xehanort. That was the other good moment. One of the other good moments. Alright, I'm gonna move on and respond to your message at the same time. Alright. Sixth up is MM Plus Remix Classic Mode, Bruteman version 2 by Fire Saunas, 26 plays, score of 2. Okay, Janet asks, what pattern have you noticed from your taste in gaming that vastly is different from the rest of the server and channel Whoa. I didn't say vastly different for the rest of the members. I'm gonna say it this way. Your taste in games are different from Sylveon's taste. But I won't say it's vastly different from the channel members because I don't know enough about most of the channel members to make assessments there. The one difference I do notice is that you're a lot more into, for a lack of a better word, games that rely or have a lot of fan service. Hey, Quick Man. Squish. Bye, Quick Man. They still hit me once. Like, in terms of taste, I can't really compare it to the rest of the server. Like, with Sylvia, I can do a direct comparison. Into the gym! But for your particular thing and what people talk about, I don't really notice anyone else talking about that much about fan service titles, or ones that have large amounts of fan service. Come on, yes! Oh my. This is the treadmill of doom, isn't it? I can't see what's happening up there. Oh, there it is. I just was suspecting that. I like how we're in the gym and this is basically the treadmill machine. More of the story different games. I was afraid, if you're asking about the question how you differ from many of the other users on the channel, that'd be your... that wouldn't be story because at least 3 or 4 other people are into story-based games as well. Iwumi, Queen Monica, even Snivy, I believe. No, excuse me, Mistress Gardevoir. My apologies for watching. Mega Man's dead, and he's not coming back. Dr. Wily wins, flawless victory. Mega Man 7 was developed in about 3 months, and it kinda shows in the Wily Fortress levels. And no, I'm not talking about the Wily 7 machine, which was deliberately made to be very difficult. I'm talking about the Wily machines themselves. I'm talking about the Fortress bosses. But yeah, that's at least my observations about your taste, Jaden. I pointed that specific thing out. I didn't really point out narrative-driven games because a bunch of people are into those. I'm dead. Okay, fair enough, Jaden. But other than that thing, fair enough. You all know what my tastes in game genres I want to cover on the channel are. Well, this does feel like a gym, so you succeeded. Also, actually a good idea of using a Gory here. You can either face an enemy who has 20 HP or drop the block on top of them. Oh my gosh, Iwumi. I know exactly how you feel. I've experienced that before at Fanworks. You suddenly sped up. Decline's more so... Eternal Noctis has already cultivated a fan base that likes its niche. Come on. Squish. Watch as that ends up being the hardest part of the stage and the rest is easier. I'm hitting the easy button because I've already died twice here. Yeah, they throw gym balls at you. I mean... The best the best example I'd say, Jaden, is actually Death of a Wish. Because due to its aesthetic design choices and narrative, it's already pigeonholed itself to being a niche game. With Decline's drops and Eternal Noctis, they have a lot bigger of a audience they're targeting. Like the weapon that made the stage a lot easier is, of course, Centaur Flash. Death of a Wish really feels like the most personal game of the tree. Oh well, oh no, we fought them in the shower, didn't we? Where are we now? Guess I'm not going up there. Debt. Oh, I just noticed the frowny faces on the columns in the background. 11, Gutsman. We survived the debt course. When you said about the... See, when you said taste in games, you didn't specifically ask for genres, so I included everything in the games. Like, when I look for in a game... When I'm looking for a game to play, I'm not just taking into consideration the genre. Most games nowadays are not completely gameplay focused. Stay safe, Vui. So the quote-unquote spicy stuff is part of the experience. Later, Monica. By this point, I've seen more memes about MG Quest than the actual praise about the game. DDLC is more of a meta horror game. A meta horror visual novel. I'm allowed to use the weapons? Okay. Oh, of course. Goodbye. And we are out of here. Is this the scoring? A. I got an A rank. You got... Quick Slam? Oh my gosh. I thought I was gonna clip under the block. Wow, incredible, YouTube. You actually managed to go so off target of what we were just talking about that you actually looped around and said something that's somewhat relevant. As for the stage itself, the hardest part of the stage was that one section with the movable escalators, treadmills. Otherwise, the stage itself was actually a little bit more difficult than the usual fare, but it's not really for expert players. Between expert and intermediate. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Anyways, any new messages that or questions you want to ask? Yeah, DDLC is meta horror and some gore, so to speak. That is correct. It's not an R34 game. Well... You know, I didn't actually know Legends was actually part of the main universe until I started up this channel and doing Mega Man stuff. Okay, because I want to keep it, because I want to switch between this and actually advancing the stream. Let me rephrase it. Because I want to focus on advancing the stream and whatnot... Hang on a sec, I need to get the list of weapons. Thank you, Lepadio, for including that. So I'll say it this way. I'm just gonna focus on the game genres itself. Okay, me as a person who loves to play video games, especially indie ones, my preferred genres tend to be action platformers, or platformers in general, action RPGs. I love Metroidvanias especially. And I tend to enjoy playing proc-gen titles, such as roguelites. Light as in L-I-T-E. I kind of like also playing shooters, but each has to be paired by another genre I like playing, like platformer or something. I usually prefer playing 2D or 2.5D games, but I do also like playing 3D titles. Really, there's only a few genres I'm completely not interested in, but otherwise, I'm open to trying out new things. Like, basically my two favorite subgenres overall are Metroidvanias and roguelites. But the latter is more of a... that is more of a qualifier rather than a subgenre in its own right, to be fair. Souls-likes are kind of... I like a few of them, but it's more because of other reasons. I gotta make an introductory video to the channel eventually. Alright, 7th up is Mega Man Animal Rage 2 Chicken Woman Rubber Eggs Avery Fixed by La Patio. 70 play, score 29. So yeah, feel free to interrogate me in my choices of genres I potentially like, dislike, or are ambivalent towards. Alright, I have Tengu Blade, Drill Bomb, Ice Wall, Air Shooter, Copy Vision, Power Stone. I don't have the shield though. I pretty much have everything, excluding one. Let me put it this way. I wouldn't actually try out visual novels had it not been recommended to me by Iwumi originally. Like, I never would have played Danganronpa had Iwumi not recommended it. And by extension, Your Turn to Die. And also, if I didn't actually play those 3 ones, I probably would have stumbled a lot more through Snatcher. Get me down! If you want an example of a genre I tend to suck at a lot, a good example would be puzzle games. Like, oh my goodness, you should see how much I suck at solving honestly simple puzzles. It's rather embarrassing. Oh no! I got saved by the balloon. It would be embarrassing if I died one screen before the checkpoint. Like, real embarrassing. Hold right. Oh yeah, V-Tree. One day I'll eventually cover it because I've heard many things about that title from different angles, and I don't know what to think about it until I actually get to it. Of course, those are kind of some of my more interesting... Those are some of the more interesting games I like to cover on the channel. Ones that prompt discussion. Oh my gosh, Riddle School. I tried playing that when I was younger and I gave up because I kept getting stuck. Fire Girl and Fire Boy and Water Girl. It is a puzzle game, but at least that one I won't get stuck on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see fire, I autocorrect it to Fire Girl. I almost always autocorrect it to Shark Girl. Fire Girl and Shark Boy. Like, The Adventure of Shark Boy and Fire Girl. Lava Girl. Hang on. Alright, yeah, I'm going through a chicken coop that's gone, whatever. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, there's a reset button. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I'll eventually make a Flash game, a voting gauntlet, so we can choose that. Because I do want to play some Flash games I've played before. Or check out. Huh? Oh my. I want to say I put a note. Snailiad, well, I played it before and liked it. We can vote on that later. Next year. See ya, Hyper. How is a player... To answer YouTube's question on how is a player supposed to pull off advanced techniques anyways, the answer is true practice. Because I could say the same thing about many other titles. Like, not just Kaizo hacks, but Diet Kaizo games, very difficult titles, etc. And what is unfair or mean anyways? That also is relative. Meanwhile, YouTube will never respond to this comment. I don't want to think about doing it with Roll. That's why I almost never play as Roll in your stages of Patio. Because, due to how it's curved, it's really easy to slip off the platform. I already talked about my favorite subgenres being Metroidvania and the roguelite, although roguelite's not really a genre in its own right, it's kind of like a qualifier. And I already talked about how I'm bad at puzzle games, most of them. And how I would never have gone into visual novels had Iwumi not recommended Danganronpa to me. Or specifically voted for it. Oh, okay. Actually, that wasn't that bad. Imagine if I was playing with double damage, oh my goodness. Oh, collectathons. I kinda like playing them, but I have to like the base mechanics from the other genre first before I enjoy playing them. And most collectathons are 3D platformers, so yeah, I feel self-conscious as well when I can't find sometimes basic stuff. Welp. Aha! Safety strat. Yeah, and thanks to Buster and a bunch of other people, that's how I was able to publicly play TF2. Like, I like Team Fortress 2, sure, but I don't usually play first-person shooters. In fact, if I were to look at my to-play time, I play more of third-person shooters. Although that will be fixed in the near future when I do my boomer shooter marathon-ish. Because gosh darn, I want to eventually play Ultra Kill, but before I play Ultra Kill, I actually want to play several main inspirations and make up for several years of missed awesome games. Do I have your weakness? Is it this? I think it is this. Look at the amount of damage I'm dealing. Hard part, of course, is actually hitting him with it. Say an iconic quote? Think fast, Chuckle Nuts. Dispenser coming up. Building a dispenser. With how old TF2 is, there are many different iconic quotes. And of course, all the death cries. I guess they would count too. You deserve a medal, Doc. One of the harder boss fights in this level pack, namely due to the arena and how awkward it is to actually hit him with his weakness properly. But overall, kind of a rompy stage, but it works out. TF2 is not the only FPS game I played. If you really want to call it, there's also a bunch of free-to-play titles, Flash games, Unity games that are also first-person shooters. But TF2 is the one I had the most time, individually at least. As much as I criticize that, I never actually played any COD or Battlefield game. I've played COD games that are like them, but not actually any of the games in those series. Alright, 8 up is Mega Frozen Caves by LJ27, 51 plays, score of 18. But yeah, probably in February I'll run a Flash Game Gauntlet and we can vote about what Flash games you want me to cover, and I'll play the top 2 or top 3 games. I mean, I immediately Huh? Okay. Oh, it's right there. I mean, in any multiplayer online game with pickup groups, I immediately mute the voice chat anyways. Well, whatever people put on there, I know you're gonna say Toxic or Fire Girl and Water Boy. And Retro Pixel Boy will probably say Stiliad. Well, it's up to you to actually include vote for them. To nominate and vote for them. Every. Don't worry, the internet already taught me, and my time with moderation. And I've covered most of the solid Mega Man Classic titles I wanted to cover. There are a few others I do want to check out. Oh yeah, Snail Bob. You'll have to say which Snail Bob, though. Yeah, there are a lot of really flash games. Also, due to their size, a lot of numerical titles, so, that's why I'll due to how short some of the Flash games are, that's why I'm gonna pick something like Top Tree. Unless, an RPG or something wins. Oh my. Also, really good and really flash. Okay. Let me rephrase. I wanted to say really good, but I also said really good and really flash. You're right. Flash itself, Flash became an aesthetic or team into its own right later on down the line. And a lot of indie games actually call back to that. In the way past J Butters on this channel, a few people did recommend A Koopa's Revenge 2. I think I beat Koopa's Revenge 1, can't recall. Ooh. Onwards, my fateful elevator. Unfortunately, I don't recall that, Buster. So, both of those, the latter game is already on my list of games I want to play on the channel. So, I already know what the preference is going to be. Like, 2 people already recommended Koopa's Revenge 2 in the past, and I want to cover Eggman Hates Furries because it's a pretty fun fan game, and also because of its spiritual successor. Like, I also want to cover Sulphur Nimbus. Yeah, unfortunately it's so far back I don't recall all the details, sadly. I do remember finding a giant. Well, it is basically Sonic meets Gunstar Heroes, basically. Or Treasure Boss Rush. And hey, I do have a few slots for very niche titles. Okay, as for the case, let me... Sorry, we're mostly discussing other things. To LGA 27. Overall, the stage is... well, it was somewhat cool. Kind of rompy. The bottom part when we dumped into the area with the spikes, it got a bit confusing with the background-foreground combinations. Otherwise, it's fair. I wouldn't say it's good as Cold Open, that's for sure, but it's a rompy fun little level. I can understand that, Jaden. And as you can tell, I am very much into covering fan games, and traveling outside of genres. As you can tell, I am very much into covering fan games and independent titles or indie games. Anyways, I need to take a short break. I'll be right back in 5 to 10 minutes. And I have returned. Let's catch up with the line of messages. Spark 2 will be played lightly in 2025. Really looking forward to Tree. Extra dark. Anyways, I'm not enough knowledge about KH to discuss that, so let me move on to the next game level. Ninth up is Bottomless Abyss 2.5, Base and the Hell Abyss version 2 by Nuclear Stomp. 15 plays and a score of 5. Bit of a mouthful of a title. Man, the rate we're going, I'm probably gonna end up playing a Devil May Cry. Base exiting his house, the broken up welcome bot, doorman bot. But now he wanders into the Bottomless Abyss. Oh my goodness. He got pulled in by those bots. He got tricked and just captured. Now he's gotta escape from this fiery pit of whatever the equivalent robot hell is. We'll see. I'll probably, if I do it, it's probably gonna be after I do part of the FPS marathon, boomer shooter FPS, what have you. And I know Buster asked for it many years back. I'll check out Painkiller. Oh. Okay, so I do have a double jump. I thought I got eaten. Well, that makes my life a lot easier. I was just planning on damage boosting from this point. Oh, and here I thought that was a solid platform. If I do Painkiller, it's probably gonna be after Quake 1. If we're following the timeline. Like, I don't know exactly when Painkiller was released, so bear with me. If I decide to do Serious Sam as well, I don't actually know where I'd place it. I'll have to ask my more experienced friends on this. Okay, I'll go down then. Let me in. Safety. Early 2000s. 2004, so after Quake. Actually, after Quake 2, then. Basically, on my based on my classic FPS marathon, I'm gonna cover, of course, Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64, Quake 1 and 2, probably Duke Nukem 3D, or Blood, or Shadow Warrior Classic, Half-Life 1, I think Turok as well, because I want to cover one console-based FPS. Yeah, put GoldenEye 64 as well. Perfect Dark is a maybe. Painkiller is going to be on the list. Serious Sam, I'll look at that. Oh my gosh, I couldn't dash. But yeah, I'll compile my full list of that. Doom Tree also, like that is a definite. Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, a bunch of indie FPSs, and a few other titles which I'm missing right now. Well, I don't plan playing on multiplayer, so that won't be an issue. Oh, not you. This is not the time for a hothead. Yeah, as base, this is more of an issue. Take 2 at the fiery escape through the pits of whatever. Again, that doesn't really look like a ladder to me from that perspective. That looked more like a solid platform, so I accidentally grabbed onto it. Give me a drink, bartender. Misses. Smash. Depression. Come on! Open sesame! Damage boost! Let me in. Okay. I'm free. For a few seconds. Thank you for the information, Buster. So I guess I'll cover at least the first Serious Sam, then Painkiller, or maybe some other game in between, but Painkiller will come after Serious Sam. Sam is interesting because it's one of the early notable examples in the 2000s of a horde shooter. Or Horde FPS, take your pick. Or whatever the genre is actually called. Get me out of this place. This is simultaneously easier and more difficult for base. The platforming isn't so much of an issue, it's the enemies. And worse yet, I don't have any special weapons to mitigate this weakness. Well, I don't really need to reset then. Oh. Oh no. Speaking of weakness... one maybe, but the rest of the series becomes a lot more storied. Dead. Okay, left side. I gotta destroy the hothead or the Doggy first. And my double jump got eaten. Oh, it's the cogs. Because if I'm halfway through, it can eat that. I thought I was actually enough to the edge. This is where stuff is gonna get difficult for a different reason. I kind of wish it was more like the jar blocks because... Oh my goodness! Or I had an air dash instead. Again, it looks like I should be able to, but no. I thought it was going to be a bit more on the right end. Well, at least the checkpoint was here. And the fact you can't grab onto it if you're off the side of the cog also makes it difficult. It's just so annoying to do at base when you can't determine exactly do you have the double jump or not. I just wish I had an on-screen indicator for this stuff like this, and only because of this gimmick. Alright, I'm true. It's fine, doggy. Ignore me. Oh, I missed the E-tank, didn't I? Oh, mercifully. They take double damage. I think there were two spots where I could have collected an E-tank, but I didn't push forwards enough. If this was pure evilness, it would be 28 HP, but it's more like 14. I can get about 4 to 5 shots in per cycle. Maybe 6 if I really push it. Hilariously, this was actually one of the easier parts of the stage. Back to Wily's base. Whole place being engulfed. Let's go. Get on the escape ship. Even Vui's here. You know what the funny thing is? The Yellow Devil encounter in the end was easier than the mini-boss fight against the Hothead and the Hot Dog. Like, it was no question. It only took me 2 extra attempts. Maybe 3, but the last 2 were more because I was trying to offset the timings a bit. So yeah. Oof. Tricky. In fact, the hardest part of the stage wasn't so much the platforming, it was the enemies because I was stuck with the base buster. No special weapons to mitigate the damage, half damage. What do you look forward to in a game before playing it? I was gonna say the experience, but that's way too vague. What I'm looking forward to are how the mechanics interplay with each other and how far they're explored, as well as any challenges that make use of those, the central and not so central mechanics of the game. And lastly, various ways to exploit these mechanics or pushing them further than what the devs intended. And lastly, the story, but the narrative. But when we talk about narrative, that's a whole other discussion we can have. Aqua Teen Hunger Force has a golf game with boss fights. Yeah. Luckily / unluckily, I've encountered my fair share of very difficult boss fights on the channel. I said this before and I'll say it again. I kinda wish I played Hollow Knight before. I kinda wish I played more Souls-like Metroidvanias before I played Eterna Noctis, because apparently it's one of the most difficult ones in its niche, even harder than Hollow Knight in several spots. I just jumped right in the experience and was very stubborn to not decrease the difficulty from default to easier. I want my 40-hour game with 100 bosses or else my gamer brain won't be satisfied. Well... And apparently the last areas in the game, not counting the DLC, because that's, oh my gosh, is actually as hard, if not harder than the Path of Pain. Whatever that is, in Hollow Knight. And okay, DLC is gonna be I'm pushing it off because I want to do some of my Eterna first. Anyways, excuse me for a moment. Need a sip of water. Alright, back. Tent Up is Flowers of the Dawn by Zen. 4 plays and a score of 0. Or Dawn of the Flowers, maybe. And it was just uploaded recently. There are ways of having 100 bosses in a 40-hour game. Take Musos, for example. Or plenty of roguelikes or roguelite titles. The question is, how different do you want your boss fights to be? I mean, the way I play Eterna, it basically... You know, the way Eterna is, it sort of almost count... The funny thing is, Eterna sort of counts as a 40+ hour game with at least 20 boss fights. Rainy days, no healing. Outside of hitting those targets. Skip that. Come down. Nope. I jumped. Too slowly. I'm doing round robin in terms of levels, so, I noted down your level for next week. I mean, modding is one of the things that makes Minecraft stand out from a lot of other games, and really has extended its longevity by at least a few decades by this point. It's not the only thing that's made Minecraft more replayable, I disagree with that, but it has really helped. Like, for what it's worth, vanilla Minecraft has gone better and better. Yes. Like, okay, maybe the vanilla Minecraft back in the Java era wasn't as replayable, but nowadays, you can get a lot of mileage from the base game. At that point, Sylveon, that's where mods are necessary. But that's true for many other games. But let me rephrase that statement, because that's applicable to a lot of other games. Base vanilla game is fun until you get every single achievement and build everything you could think of. That's true for most other games, isn't it? Or pretty much every other game. If you don't think the proc gen is advanced enough. Surprisingly? Why is this so surprising? I wouldn't okay, I need to say this. Terraria, I would not say is a 2D Minecraft. It may have started out as a 2D Minecraft, but it's way more combat and RPG progression focused to the point where its focus is different. It has a lot of Minecraft-like elements, sure, but its focus and central form progression is not like Minecraft. Now with certain mods, yeah, it can be taken much further, but I played Terraria for a very different reason compared to Minecraft. Like, if I was really into just building structures and what else, I'd really just play Minecraft. But if I really wanted a more combat-centric experience with more focused progression, Terraria is my jam. And Terraria has been getting at least 10 or... at this point, Terraria has had at least 10 believe us, this is the last updates. I've owned Terraria for several years now, and I love that game. The reason why I don't cover it in the channel is because, just like Minecraft, or almost like Minecraft, everyone and their brother, mother, father, cousin second times removed, son, daughter, clone, family member 4 times removed, their dog, their cat, their alien friends, and their AU counterparts have created LPs for it. So, the market for Terraria stuff is very, very, very saturated. Unless I can take it something novel, or it's going to be a multiplayer playthrough, or it's going to specifically focus on a certain mod. Yeah. I don't think I'll get much leverage covering it on the channel. The only game that has even more people playing it would probably be Minecraft. And Super Mario World. And maybe SMB1 for the NES. Left or right? I want to go left. Nah, we're going right. Again, if I do Minecraft, it is not going to be a solo playthrough. Much more interesting people have done that 10 years ago. It's going to be multiplayer at the very least. That being said, there are some Minecraft related things I am a little bit interested in covering the channel. Remember when they made that Mega Man X themed level / mod pack in Minecraft? That is relevant to the channel because that is sort of counts as Mega Man content. Well, not sort of, it does count as Mega Man content. Interesting choice for using a peaceful song for kind of, how was that not hitting me there? I was literally in its, range. Okay. As I was saying, interesting how the stage is using a rather peaceful theme for a rather tense experience. To be fair, it also fits with Tengu Man's original stage. That was one of the more tense ones. But yeah, Mega Man X in Minecraft is one thing that is something I'll eventually cover. If only for the novelty. And hey, that supports multiplayer, I think. I appreciate how healing is not exactly free. You have to hit those targets to break it open. That was a mistimed jump. No charge room for me. Nope. And a little bit of a tight side jump. Nowadays, it's not one person, it's one community with enough clout that can get the ball rolling. Or to rephrase my statement, one person with a significant and/or influential enough community which can get the ball rolling. Like for my channel, the thing that really got the ball rolling was my Mega Man Maker playthrough. That got so many views and so many new subscribers that it's really influenced how I got to this point today. Anyways, honestly, squish. This is actually easier than I expected Station Zen to be. Or to put it another way, if a trendsetter is popular enough in their community, that can really get the ball rolling. Unfortunately, none of us who is currently watching this is likely popular enough to be a trendsetter. We may be willing to experiment and check out new titles, but fell for the same trick. Silent Hill's cancellation pissed off a lot more people, and combined with all the Kojima drama, yeah. 2's remake apparently was good, barring a few technical issues, but oh goody. The one time where I want iframes in my dodge. Here's the thing, the Mega Man series was never really like on the same level as Mega Man. The Mega Man series was never on the same level as Mega Man's main competitors such as Mario or Sonic. It was 1 or 2 tiers below. Like, oh sure, it did share some of the spotlight and limelight, but after leaving the NES and SNES eras, it started to get further and further in the background. Wildermyth was neat, but that thing. Oh my gosh. Wildermyth was neat, but it's not as popular as, for example, Maker was in its heyday. Okay, that's the strategy. Get hit again. And again. I always have trouble dodging this, especially when I can't have a dodge roll. One more. Is that it? Or is there more to this? It's actually a full life refill. Thank you, Zen. I thought this is just gonna be a small or medium life energy. And this is a Yushi sheet to really show that we're getting a full refill. Is this it? Nope. The adventure still continues. On to Act 2. I mean, most fandoms that were... Most gaming franchises that were big in the NES or SNES era nowadays are either dead or basically invisible to the public eye. Like, if you're talking about a game that really fit Capcom's heavy hitters tone, that would be Street Fighter and Resident Evil. Those are two of Capcom's mainline series that have honestly changed the most, that have attracted the most attention in the public eye. Yes, it's a Zen garden. We moved on from the grass jokes, G-Phone. Last week was the grass levels. Exactly, and in that era there was kind of a distinction between arcade and consoles-ish. Like, sure, they were known in the console sphere, but that's for people who are already into gaming. They never really had like a breakout success that hit the mainstream like Resident Evil. Street Fighter was super popular, sure, and that sort of did breach too, but fighting games then and even now were always going to be more of a niche. Well, we got out of the rainy gardens. It's a lot easier to see what's happening now. Again, most of the franchises that became popular in the NES or SNES era are either dead nowadays, in hibernation, or have massively decreased in popularity. Like, they may still exist, but the fandom for them is a lot smaller, relatively speaking. Only a very, very, very few number of franchises have stuck the test of time. Like, for example, Mario, Zelda, Kirby. Well, Mario and Zelda are the big two. I know there's another, oh shoot. I know there's another Nintendo game that's a part of the big tree. What was it? I don't think it's Fire Emblem, but it's Mario, Zelda, and something else. Pokemon, yeah, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sunflower. The Nintendo's big tree nowadays that's really stuck the test of time are Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon. The general public knows or recognizes at least one or two of those. Like, they've broken into the pop culture they have benefited from the pop culture osmosis, and are well known by even non-gamers, as much as I loathe to use that terminology. I said NES and SNES eras, Jaden. That counts the early 90s. And when I say NES and SNES eras, I'm being a little bit more cheeky, and I'm also including stuff that is around the same time frame. So yeah, I'm counting Game Boy and Game Boy Color as well. Apparently there's a Start Snake which I didn't get. Oh man, I'm missing a lot of collectibles in this stage, aren't I? Yeah, last week was the grass stream. We had at least 7 or 8 grass team levels there. It was kind of crazy. Well, a main team was grass or a minor team was grass. Save that for Serious Sylve. You can see that later, Jin. So yeah, Nintendo's big tree that even most people that even people who are quote-unquote non-gamers recognize would be Mario, and to a lesser extent Zelda and Pokemon. Pretty much everyone has heard about Mario or Pokemon, and those who are even tangentially aware of gaming have heard about Zelda. Oh my gosh, that almost killed me again. Let me try. Chicken. Longest stage in the episode by far. Wish I had the snake somewhere. Gonna be patient. Thank you, G-Phone. If I have time, I will cover it. Hang on a second, Buster. Left it is. Okay, your low's been added, G-Phone. If I have time, I will cover it. And Little Big Planet was killed off, basically. Here's the thing, though. Nintendo still partly owns it, so I'll count in the list. And to the general public, most people don't know the difference. And they'll say close enough. So, it is one of Nintendo's big three. I'll count it as Nintendo's big three because they benefit heavily from it too. Nintendo. Nintendo remembers Star Fox, but F-Zero has been in hibernation or dead, take your pick, for years now. Oh shoot, we're underwater now. Donkey Kong has been somewhat resuscitated because we had that remake. F-Zero 99 was... yeah, we got that. The problem with Star Fox is they don't know exactly what to do with Star Fox. Like, honestly, the last interesting Star Fox game was Starlink Battle for Atlas. And that wasn't even intended to be one. Blue Basement. Alright, this is Act 3 of Flowers at Dawn. When was the last played Minecraft? Is there a lower route? Okay, we're literally in Act 3 now. That was the zone transition. When is the stage gonna be done, Zen? This feels like, kind of feels like 3 stages back to back. At the very least, this is 2 stages back to back. I'd argue it's like 3. It's like a whole zone in Sonic with 3 different acts. Let me rephrase this statement and double check. I'm checking it right now. Oh my gosh, when was it? Okay, if the estimates are right, the last time I actually physically played Minecraft was at least 10 years ago. All my knowledge about it, most of my knowledge here is from osmosis, from pop culture and other things. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to check out, and oh, no checkpoint. What number are you in the queue? 13. I'm currently on number 10, and I don't know if I'll be able to cover your stage. Like, this is a good... I like this stage. It's clearly an honorable mention episode. I don't know if I like it more than Meltman, but it certainly has a lot more effort put into Meltman or Cold Front. March of the Eggs. Now let's pay some more attention this time so don't get killed. Also, interesting enough in this section, there's no drop suppressor for life pickups. Like, I appreciate this stage because it does have a good difficulty curve. I was worried with this stage that the difficulty progression was going to be kind of, Well, Zen Stage's difficulty progression is fine. The issue I usually have is with the checkpointing. But this doesn't really have that many checkpoint problems, I'd say. I kinda wish there was a checkpoint after that water section, but that's preference at this point. And the stage itself isn't really that difficult. It's a little bit more of a slower-paced one, sure, but I can also play it as a medium-paced stage if I really wanted to. I'm just playing much more cautiously. That helped by the fact that roll has a slightly different timing on the roll. Slightly different timing because of the different visual. Right. Oh no. Excuse me. This poses a problem. Trying to not respawn the enemy. If I had the Surf Snake, I could just easily get those things. And now the drop suppressor is active. Beep. The Great Egg Migration is happening upstairs. How much more of the stage is left? It'd be nice to... Okay, good. It'd be nice to know. I spent pretty much half an hour here. I don't exactly trust the game clock because it's a little bit inaccurate. It's slower than real time. Doesn't also count the respawn times and loading times and everything else. I disagree with that, Jaden. I'm more in line with what Jay Butters said. The issue with Little Big Planet wasn't so much that it was okay to decent. The fact it died was more due to lack of support from Sony and pulling the plug. What are you saying, Jaden? They're not angry. Like, this is coming from me from being an external and talking to people about this. The game itself wasn't bad. It never was. It was actually more than mid. Much more. That's not really an issue Sun 4 because effectively, that's already what happens. Due to how long the levels take, what functionally happens is there's only one level per user per stream. So, the rule is effectively in place anyways. Functionally speaking. Anyways, boss time. Despite the state is linked, and honestly I feel like I should spin to 2. Okay, it's good, it's over. As I was saying, despite the state is linked, I'd say it was pretty well constructed and a lot of effort was put into it. And each of the quote-unquote 3 acts felt distinct from each other. We started off in the rainy grasslands, entered the facility where it became much more sunny, took a transition through a waterway into a sunny Zen gardens. to finish off the experience, and then it ended off in the evening. I'd argue it's 3 levels, Buster. At minimum it's 2, maybe 3. Because we even had a transition between, and difficulty-wise, I'd say it was fairly well constructed. Nice challenge progression, escalation, introduction, and climaxes, ending sequences. It really reminds me of a zone in a Sonic game with 2 or 3 acts. We even had a transition between Act 2 and Act 3. And I like your phrase, Act 2 was a sunny Zen garden, 1 was the rainy storm, 3 was everything coming together in the jungle or something. So I guess an upvote, honorable mention, although I'd recommend please splitting into 2 because people with weaker computers are gonna struggle with the stage due to all the lag. I'm sorry, Lorenzo, Amy, and G-Phone, but I'm gonna have to cover your levels next week due to a lack of time. Plus, I promised Buster I'm gonna show his mod videos, so this is where I'll have to end it off. Hang on, I'm gonna show Buster's videos right after this. So overall, of the 10 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would be Cold Open Friction Man by Minubi VW, with an honorable mention going to Zen's level Flowers of the Dawn. Good job, you two, and thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels today. It's really appreciated. And keep in mind, this level wasn't even an easy one. It was kind of between intermediate to somewhat experienced. Yeah, Medium Molecule did their best. Anyways, as promised, Searing Prominence and Wyvern Shredder. Oh, Rathalos. Honestly, they're mad because they couldn't purchase it first. Not so much about killing the goose of the gold. Not so much killing the goose of the golden eggs. Nah. We already well know how those executives work in those big companies. They're angry because they weren't able to do it first. To me, it's different from saying that they're killing the goose. More like the fact that they're jealous that they couldn't get to it first. Because I honestly believe Sony would do exactly the same thing. And honestly, most of these companies are over-focusing on AAA titles in general, when they really should be focusing... Okay, when I say AAA, I mean really big AAA. When they really should be focusing on producing a greater set of lower budget games with smaller budgets. It's much more than that, Jaden. Sony's not buying From Software. they're buying the company who owns From Software, which is a much, much bigger thing. Like, just saying they're trying to purchase Kadokawa. So, okay, as for the weapon itself, pretty... I just want to say that because people just saying, oh, Sony's trying to buy From Software. Just saying that is just it's an understatement of what Sony's trying to do and how they're just trying to corner much more of the market. It's one thing to say that Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. It's another thing to say Sony's trying to buy a cross-medium media empire in its own right. Kadokawa is a big name, not just in video games, but even more so in anime. Okay. Super explosion effect. Looks pretty cool. Oh, certainly, Jay Butters. That's what makes me so. That's what makes me more concerned compared to just saying, "Oh, okay, they're just buying From Software or they're just buying Activision Blizzard." Okay, next up is the Wyvern Shredder. Ooh. But we can have a whole discussion about that. But in general, I don't really like these mergers and acquisitions because. The only thing these huge megacorps understand is money. And even then, honestly, they don't really understand it. Frankly, this is my honest opinion, at a certain point, these megacorps stop understanding how to actually make more money. Quote-unquote sustainably. They focus way too much in the short term. Your level's been moved to next week because I ran out of time. I'm guessing this is the next Monster Hunter. Yeah, Rotulos Blaster. Oh no, the physical boundaries of a finite universe. Whatever shall we do? It's not even the short term, Jay Butters. It seems to be turning into the very short term. Slash, 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 slash. Glad to see some people are still making mods for this game. Honestly, Jaden, actually, that is something of a more personal discussion I would have rather have later. But honestly, many of the actions they're doing aren't really good for the company, but they're good for enriching themselves. Like, siphon all the wealth from a company, move on to the next. Hey, you'll certainly optimize your wealth accumulation for yourselves. But that's just my personal opinion. Don't use me for financial advice. I'll say it this. I hope they preferably get I don't know if I'd say I want them to go down for good, but I want them to get the equivalent of such a major misstep that they're forced to change direction. Cool weapons. Like, when you get PhDs and stuff like that, you have to think of a different perspective. like 40 chess plays. Even then, there are some questionable decisions that are, I don't know. But that's a whole discussion for its own time. As such, let's do the art showcase. 2 days left. Tomorrow. It's here. Get blasting. As a reminder, tomorrow morning, Anton Blast stream. Ooh, nice. You managed to get all your 5 portfolio pieces done. Sarah Zuvik. Food lab scientist, futuristic lab coat, experimenting new ingredients, delicious foods. Testing is suitable. Lim. I finally fixed everything. Anton and Rani arrived to destroy it. Oh, that's actually pretty cool, cutting up the sketches like this. Oh, and that's how you subdivide, and that's, you drew concept art for a different characters potentially to expand upon, and Sarah Zuvik won. That's a lot of that is a nice amount of effort you put into this, showing the whole process. It is important, it's just that at a certain point it becomes more of an opinion based thing. This is why I focus so much on independent titles or indie games or single A or double A. That's where we really get the innovation and exploration of niches. And of course, it isn't as saturated by other influencers, content creators. Oh my goodness. That is a lot more steps than I expected, but it makes sense. You even included the whole reference map. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Usually when people submit their own art, they don't go to this level of detail. They may show some of the under sketches or some of the steps in the sketches, but you just went the extra 10 miles or so. Ooh. Aw, Demon Mouse. I prefer to say questionable. Sorry I'm thumbing through this quickly. I didn't expect your work to have this much detail, Matthew. Like, if we're gonna talk about winners in this art showcase, you won it out for just how much effort and how much of the process you showed. If anything, this is a good example to other burgeoning artists about the process, the whole process. About character design, starting from the beginning, picking and choosing what works, drawing more and more of them before you finalize on a design. Doggy. Even going as far to include the reference map, which barely any of the ones we showcase on the stream do. Daki Kira. Proportions look they look mostly fine. It's just a little bit more topside focus. I don't know, top heavy. It works, but it's like a minor deviation from realistic, but it works. I don't know. Sakurai Toy. I don't like blindly defending or attacking any company or person. That just destroys your credibility. proportions. Basic OCs are fine. We all gotta start somewhere. And having a more complicated design isn't necessarily quote-unquote better. Of course, that's also a matter of taste. I have seen it on DeviantArt too, and I appreciate seeing inspirations. It shows that they actually put the effort in. Like, with all the references showcased here, like, it feels like there are hundreds of them. Rupert. A little bit pudgy, but... Middle school? What? Kind of short, too. Wait. Is he a middle school teacher? Or is I'm getting... The proportions feel... I don't know. Feel... Unless he's supposed to be kind of shorter. He is a 14-year-old champion of the soapbox derby and youngest what? Rival to the main... Alright, I'll chalk that up to being anime. Nah, he's nowhere near that, Jay Butters. Speaking of teenagers who look like who actually look like adults, anime. I wouldn't say he's fat. Just a little bit chubby. Come on now. Come on now, Power Simplified. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's not body shame. Tank. Very formidable tank. Like, come on. That's more... I feel that's more of a statement on Damn than... More a reflection of Damn than the actual character. Yeah, it's just an OC. I've seen far more esoteric designs or ones that modify the proportion, experiment with proportions a lot further than this. I get being on a weight loss journey, but please don't diss on others like that. As for this tank, if you're talking about pure detail in terms of the single image, Pixel Boy wins out again with their pixel art. Good job. I appreciate you all being relatively cool-headed. And I don't even know that much about some of these companies and how they work. But I just know in general that I don't really trust Megacorps. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all tonight in about 6.5 hours for... Okay, sorry. 5.5 hours for Dr. Telly's attack. So, thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all later.